This home is absolutely amazing, but first, check out the view off the backyard of this home. It captures the hills and the lake and the beauty of West Austin so well. Stay tuned for this one. Hey everyone, Raj Sahu here, realtor in Austin, Texas, back with another model home walkthrough. Today we're going through the Zilker plan with WestinHomes. This plan is a 5-bedroom, 5.5 bathroom, over 5,400 square feet, and we're in the beautiful neighborhood of Rough Hollow in Lakeway, Texas. So we're gonna get to see some hills that have some views, lake in the back, all a part of the beauty that's in West Austin, specifically Lakeway. I'm gonna hone in on the plan and we'll come back to that in a second. I do love how this plan stands out from so many other floor plans that builders offer. It starts with that very tall ceiling when you first walk in the entranceway. On the right side there, you'll see it at the end of the video. It's actually a bedroom that's kind of separate from the rest of the home, what some might call a mother-in-law suite. And I'm just gonna walk right out to the main living area to really show you one of the parts of this home that I think really stands out, which is this living room with the sliding glass doors in the back. There's so much going on with this home. Wait till you see the owner's closet. It's unbelievable. But we'll get to that in a few minutes. First, I want to show how this is open to the second story, and I love those sliding glass doors. I think it really opens up the space. So what I always find when my buyers can build from scratch, I often see that sliding glass door as one of the main features, where it does come with quite the price tag, but usually well worth it, especially when you're on a lot like this. We will circle back to this kitchen, but while we're here, massive island. I love the waterfall on the side as well, and just so many great features of this home. I'm gonna try to fit all of it into this one video, but kind of sticking into the kitchen, I like this wood shroud. I am actually seeing that a little bit more often, and it does come with quite the price tag as well, but the kitchen being the focal point and something to kind of draw your attention in this side, I think that's a great design element. And then here is a look from the island out to the main living area. I think the focal point over there now is that fireplace where they did this tile design that goes all the way up, which is beautiful. That tile does come with the price tag. That's quite a bit to go all the way up. There is a company called stickwood.com, S-T-I-K wood.com, where you can do more affordable. It's like a peel and stick, so you can do it around a fireplace around. I actually have a homeowner who's designing their home, thinking about doing it, and I find it so much more cost effective and looks fantastic. That's not a sponsorship, by the way, but if Stickwood does want to reach out to me, let me know. My information's in the description. On this side, we do have this study. I like how the study is kind of private from the other parts of the home. And then I do love this view. I mean, the double doors kind of going out to the backyard is amazing. I've actually seen a study also with double doors out to like a front courtyard, which I think is cool, especially when you're working from home. And if you're like me and you're working, very long hours, sometimes you just want to kind of get outside for a few moments, catch some air. I love the double doors kind of going out there. And then that fan, by the way, is fantastic. Anytime you have something moving in a main living area, it's usually a good idea to do an upgrade, but I find a lot of builders either don't offer it or it's incredibly expensive. So doing that aftermarket is actually a lot easier than you think to do. You just need somebody with a very tall ladder to obviously put that in. And then kind of going back to the kitchen, by the way, when I was in here, I was kind of all over the place because there were just so many amazing parts of this home. So just bear with me. But as you can tell, for this amount of square footage, I would say, an average size pantry there. Now we're going to head over to the owner's bedroom because I do want to show you that owner's closet. I think it's probably something I've never done on this channel before and something I've never seen before either. So we will kind of circle back to all these different things on the first floor. But this is going to be the owner's bedroom. Good amount of space here. We have the bed off to one side and then that nook area closer to the windows. They're fitting a very large wraparound couch, so you could fit quite a bit here. And I always think space in the owner's bedroom it's nice. It is definitely it is a room that you're going to be using every single day. And so a little bit of space is great. I've had people talk about putting their Peloton there, or any sort of like exercise machine, where you just need a little bit more space and a little bit more privacy from the other areas of the home. Now, before we get to that owner's closet, we will take a look at the owner's bathroom. I love the freestanding tub. I know that's become very popular now, and a lot of builders have brought that on as an option. And then that I'm laughing because that closet's in the back. You'll see it in a minute here. Good upgrade with the freestanding tub and then the frameless shower on the side. Lots of room, lots of natural light coming in. I do like when my camera can't even focus in on what's behind the windows because there's just so much light coming in. And then I love the upgrades in here. Take a look at how many shower heads. So 2 shower heads, a rain shower. There's just a lot going on in this shower. So I think this is a very cool upgrade. And actually had a couple buyers build from scratch and were able to put in a couple shower heads in their owner's shower. So I think it's always something fun to do, especially when you can pick your options. Here is the owner's closet. Yes, that is a stairwell in the closet. Unbelievable. I didn't even know this existed actually when I was going in here. And I just, was just blown away is the best way I could put it. Not necessarily a dream builder for me, but I know who this would be a dream builder for. You know who you are. So if you're kind of rewinding this multiple times, I get it. We don't often see this where there's just so much room on the first floor of this owner's closet, and tough to get depth perception without different things in here, but it is massive. And then yes, that is the other section that we're going to be going to. I don't even know what else to say about this. It kind of just speaks for itself, but kudos to Westin for thinking a little bit outside the box. I often do see owners' closets or kind of off to the side of the home where there may not be livable square footage right above it. And why not do something like this where you just get so much room and then you still get that amazing view off the backyard. There are so many great elements of this home, and this is definitely one of them. But wait, there is more. I have another surprise to show, which is, as you can tell, you have a lot of room here. You have a shelf on the left side. It's actually a surprise door to what Westin is showing as an exercise room, which is so much fun. I was tipped off ahead of time to kind of go there. I think this is just kind of like a fun element that they're doing in, the closet. Why not do an exercise room in your second story closet? Even just a workout to get here, walking through everything that we just did. But I would have to actually check in with Westin to see if they're actually adding this as an option, or it's included in the base price, or if it's even possible. So right now they're doing a lot of inventory homes. I haven't even actually checked if this hidden exercise room is it actually going to be in one of those inventory homes. But I will say I have checked out the lots on a lot of their inventory homes, and the lots are amazing. Anytime you're building over 5,000 square feet, usually they're reserving the best lots in the neighborhood for those amazing homes that this builder, Westin, is building, and some of the other builders that are also still building in this amazing community of Rough Hollow. Now, we've spent a good amount of time in this owner's closet, and rightfully so. It's the biggest owner's closet I've ever been in. We're going to head back downstairs, and still in the first story, there's some different surprises, I would say. We'll take a look at the laundry room next. We'll take a quick look at that. But then they actually have a side patio, and I think that this is very unique to have this on the side of your home. I don't often see it. And I thought it was a very cool element to just kind of get outdoors again. Similar to how like the study's in the backyard, you can just get double doors back there. There's a patio door that we haven't even exited yet, but we'll do that in a few minutes. And then even to just get outdoors, they have this side patio that we'll see that I think is very well done. Just because we are in Austin and anywhere in Texas, I think you can really enjoy the outdoors. Of course, take that with a grain of salt. Our summer is a little bit brutal in July and August, but I think for a lot of people that are moving here, especially from the northeast part of the United States or the northwest, where the weather, you just can't go outside in the winter or even the fall, it gets chilly. It's just very tough. And I find having different elements in your home where you can get outdoors fast in this type of climate is fantastic. And, as you can tell, the laundry is strategically located very close to the owner's bedroom. And then that would actually lead to your garage. So you have that door, and then you have this mud room and that mud bench kind of right outside that door. And then we're back at the dining room, and actually beyond the dining room, those patio doors are going to the side patio that I was referencing earlier. So we'll head out there in a second. Again, lots to see in this home, but huge dining room. And this is an 8-seater table, and it still looks fairly comfortable in there. So if you like the idea of having a dining room that isn't closed off, is still open to the living room and the kitchen, but is still its own thing, I think that would meet your needs. And I like that it's still open, but still its own thing. It's a good combination. Here's the side patio. I think this is so unique, and it's unusual for a reason. A lot of homes are kind of up against each other where your side yard would kind of look out to your neighbors. But they're able to do this in this type of community because the lots are a little bit different. There's a lot of curves in the roads. And anytime you have curves in the roads, that creates some uniqueness in the lots where you may not be right up against your neighbor on the side. And that's where I think you can get away with this element of having a side patio. Why I think this is so cool is, I think traditionally speaking, a lot of homes that were built many decades ago had like a formal living room where you come in, you sit down, you have tea, and it's primarily used for guests kind of entering your home before actually going to maybe like the kitchen or dining room. But obviously nobody's doing that. And so I think that that's kind of like a good element to have. It's just like that side patio where, if there's like a party, just people need to kind of get outside, or there's just like a lot of walk-through traffic. Instead of just like hanging out at the front door, you have like a separate hangout area on the side patio. Or if guests do come in and maybe, the kitchen's a mess or something like that, and you're still getting things together, it's just a nice area and to sit down. But I will say, if you're going to be outdoors, being out here, I think is probably the most amazing part, especially when you're on this lot that looks out to the hills and the lake in the back. And focusing in on this specific community of Rough Hollow, I think it was so well done. Master plan community where the amenities are amazing. There's a restaurant somewhat inside the neighborhood that's right next to like a yacht club, and it's well thought out. They have a new elementary school that just started recently inside the neighborhood. And then I think most importantly, when you drive through this area, it just feels like you are absolutely in the hills and like off of a lake. It just feels like you're driving through a picture. And I don't know if this actual spot kind of captures that. I'm sure there's probably a better spot. Like there is a roundabout inside the neighborhood where if you just drive around that roundabout, you catch this amazing view of like the hills. It's kind of like at the top of the hill. Or there is another model home walkthrough that I'll mention at the end of this video that also captures that view off of a second floor balcony. So there's just so many beautiful spots of Austin, and Lakeway, which is a suburb in West Austin, is definitely one of them. And then specifically in Lakeway, I think Rough Hollow just captures the beauty so well. And so I think the builders that kind of came out here, it wasn't easy to do that up front, and this was once upon a time pretty far outside the city. But now with everything spreading out very fast in Austin, I actually think a lot of people are realizing that this is a great location. Be in the hills and be in the beauty, but still have amenities close by, brand new schools inside the neighborhood. There's just so many pros that come with this neighborhood. The cons would be they are closing out this neighborhood. So I think that's reflective in the pricing where you're just not seeing as many options. The good news is there are communities coming around this area in the near future. And then even just south of here, I mean, these hills go for quite a while along the west, northwest, and southwest parts of Austin into various parts of Austin, like not just Lakeway, but Leander, Lago Vista, Dripping Springs, I think is emerging now with some premium neighborhoods. So there's just endless hills. They actually go all the way down to San Antonio. So I don't even think people realize in North San Antonio, you get amazing hills. So if you love hillside views, reach out to me. My information's in the description of this video, and I'm finding myself on a weekly basis pretty much identifying where the best views are. We'll get back to the model home here, where we're about to head upstairs. Before we head upstairs, in between the study and the stairwell, they do have a powder bath, which is nice. I like when powder baths are kind of away from the owner's bedroom, but still close by to the main living area. And this is actually a look at that study that we saw previously. From here, we're actually going to head upstairs, where we're going to see 3 bedrooms, a game room, and a media room. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is a 5-bedroom house. It actually has 2 bedrooms downstairs. We only saw the owner's bedroom, but there is a 2nd bedroom that is what is considered a casita, meaning it's kind of, it's actually still connected to the house. It's not like it's standalone, but it is a bedroom that you would access from the front door. So it's kind of like a mother-in-law suite, or what we call here in Texas a casita. So we will get to that at the end of the video. I actually forgot to walk it. There were just so many different things, but I realized at the end. So you'll see that at the end. And while we're on the 2nd story, at the top of the stairwell, there was a bedroom that we'll circle back to that has an en-suite full bathroom. But I wanted to first show all the windows here. I mean, take a look at even the windows on the side that are right above the side patio that's kind of opens out to that view. I mean, there's just so many different parts of this home that I think were so well thought out. And I think when you get to the 2nd story, it just gives you that open concept feel, but still everything is private from each other. Meaning, take a look at this media room. It has the tray ceiling. There's a ton of space in here, and it's kind of private from other parts of the 2nd story. Like, it's private from the other bedroom that's at the top of the stairwell. It's private from the other 2 bedrooms that we'll see, and then it's connected to this large game room, and then loaded with upgrades. You got a wet bar on the left side. Some of the design elements they did, like the stand-up bar to the left of the pool table, just the flow of the space. Even with the pool table there, they still had space for like a separate sitting down area in front of a TV. We could even make that into like a play area. So just a lot of room here. I like the tray ceilings that they keep putting in these various spaces. I always say, if you do have this as a design option and it's a room that you're going to be spending quite a bit of time in, always a good idea to pick that. Usually it's a structural upgrade if a builder offers it, but great to see that in this area. Now, there's a few bedrooms on this 2nd story. We already walked past one of them that's a little bit more private from these other areas, so we'll get back to that. But while we're going through these 2 bedrooms that are split by a full bathroom, I wanted to mention Westin has been bidding for a good while. I would say since probably like end of 2020 to about 2022, but we're finally starting to see that stop. So if you're interested in these types of options, or if you've been bidding over the last year and just frustrated still on market, I would circle back to some of these opportunities now that we're seeing more inventory come up. Now that lumber prices have been pretty much cut in half, I think there are some good opportunities that are starting to come up. I say starting because I think there's still some homes that are overpriced, and so you just have to be careful depending on the area. And of course, it's a very dynamic, fast-moving market. So to kind of keep up with that, it's a great idea to work with a high-level realtor. And as I always say, my information is in the description of this video. Always happy to help, and I'm very upfront with people. If I don't think your criteria fits what I cater to at a high value, then I find a realtor that maybe would be a better fit for you based on your criteria. And that's also based on areas. I don't do all the areas in Texas, but if you are looking here, let me know. I can always, at a minimum, send you to somebody who's very qualified to help you in your search. And for some of these spare bedrooms, not a whole lot to say other than I would say I like the windows. A little bit more unique. I think this type of window faces out to the front of the home. And so keep in mind, there are various elevations, which is the exterior aesthetic of the home, that can change windows. Usually doesn't change square footage in the home, but it can change windows. So just keep that in mind. And then I did mention at the beginning of the video, it's a 5.5 bathroom. So each bedroom gets a full bathroom, and then there's that powder bathroom on the first floor. So this plan usually checks all the boxes. I don't normally walk this plan and hear about from somebody walking in for the first time that it's missing something on their list. This usually checks all the boxes. Actually, what usually happens is when I'm walking this with a couple, they argue on whether the second story closet is necessary or not. And I'm sure you can imagine who's kind of arguing for it and who's arguing against it. Usually when that happens, I slowly step away from that conversation and find myself in a different part of the home because I definitely do not want to get into the middle of that type of conversation. I'll get in the middle of others, but not that one because there's no winner. There's definitely no winner. We still have the last bedroom on this floor, which we'll get to. As I mentioned, it's at kind of like the top of the stairwell, and I thought this was well thought out. I think you always need a bedroom that's a little bit more private from the others, and you're going to see probably the most private bedroom after this, which is that casita on the first floor. Check out the windows on this. It's actually on either side of the bed, and then the other two windows. Again, I think natural light's important. You don't want to do windows aftermarket. And I think that that's well thought out. I'm not sure if they're doing that in all their homes. Again, sometimes the elevation changes. Usually it's the front windows that would change, but something you can definitely inquire on with the builder. And I always like seeing that much natural light come in. I would say whoever is staying in this spare bedroom on the second floor is a lucky person, because take a look at the view that's coming into focus every time you wake up. To kind of wake up to that is absolutely amazing. Now we're gonna head down to that casita, and while we're heading down there, let me know what you think about this stairwell. That's right, stairwells. I've been having so many people recently that have been telling me this stairwell is such a big feature of their homes that they really want it at the front entrance, and they won't even entertain any other options like this type of option where the stairwell is a little bit more tucked back into the side of the home. But then I've also had people say they don't want the stairwell at the front entrance kind of hitting them right when they walk in the front door, so they prefer it tucked in. And so in other words, I've never seen this as a polarizing feature of a home where somebody either loves it or hates it. So would love to know what you think. Definitely comment below on if stairwells, if you're just indifferent about it, or if you like it at the front door, or if you like it like it's shown here, kind of tucked into the side of the home. Interested in what you have to say about that and this casita. Casitas I find are a little bit very different from what most people experience when they're coming in from Texas. And I would say it's becoming more popular here to kind of have like a separate, almost like living area, just like a bedroom, bathroom. I've also seen it with like a kitchenette in here. Some people love it where it's just like a separate space. I've had somebody even think about using this as like an art studio, and then it just kind of has a bathroom. I've had also somebody use it as like an exercise room because they do very loud exercises where they're like slinging around weights and stuff like that. So I've had a lot of different uses for it, but let me know what you think. I think from a bedroom, bathroom standpoint, some people are questioning whether they want the person staying with them to kind of exit the front door to get to their bedroom, bathroom. I'm still trying to understand that. There is a separate door, as you'll see here in a second, that still cuts you out from the outside. So if you're worried about security, that should hopefully take care of that. So that's it for the Zilker floor plan with WestinHomes. Click on the thumbnail for another Westin model home walkthrough, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, hope this helps. Take care.